Hello everyone, my name is H.ALKRTY. Today I will give you a short presentation on the topic of natural justice. So the case was in 1964. So my presentation has been divided into four sections. The first section I will give you some information about the case itself. So the fact. The second section is going to be about the legal issue following by the court decision on the case, and the last one I will outline what the importance about the case. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, the first slide here is about the fact. So the plaintiff was a police officer, and the defendant was the watch committee, or they call it yes, the watch uh, committee that they make the decision against um, the plaintiff. Okay, the fact here, the plaintiff was a police officer. He been accused that allegation has been made of corruption against him. Therefore, he was dismissed from his position as a chief constable. So the decision was made by the watch committee based on the section 191(4) of the Corruption Act 1882. So the section stated that the watch committee may at any time suspend and dismiss any police officer whom they think negligent in the discharge of his duty or otherwise until for the same. So the plaintiff or the police officer, the allegation has been made against him, and he hasn't been informed. He been informed, but they haven't give him any chance to defend himself against the serious allegation. So therefore he was taking a legal action for this unlawful decision. So it says here, allegations of corruption were made against him. Therefore, he was dismissed from his position as a chief constable. The decision was made by the watch committee based on the section 191(4) of the Corruption Act 1882, which stated the watch committee may at any time suspend and dismiss any constable whom they think negligent in the discharge of his if his duty, or supposed to be of his duty, or otherwise until for the same. So the plaintiff claims that he did not get a chance to defend himself. So basically the decision has been made behind closed door without his notification. So he did not get a chance to defend himself against the serious allegation, which is supposed to give him a chance to claim his decision, or to claim his defense. So as a result of that, he wasn't happy. That's why he sought to prove that the Watch Committee act unlawfully. So they act unlawfully because he didn't have a chance to defend himself. He wasn't informed. As a matter of fact, his appointment in 1958 following the corruption allegation against him was cancelled without any valid reason. So he's supposed to have an appointment to go there to represent himself, but they canceled it, and they didn't give him any valid reason why they canceled this appointment. So this all tell you this is the another reason that's why this decision or this allegation decision or his dismiss he was dismissed unlawfully. The first thing, he hasn't get a chance to defend himself and his appointment being cancelled, and therefore the plaintiff also sought a compensation to have his position back and other financial issue. Okay, what's the legal issue here? The plaintiff, according to the natural justice, the plaintiff or the police officer should have been given a chance to argue his case, because that he did not happen or that it didn't happen. The decision to dismiss him was unlawful. On top of that, there wasn't a sufficient evidence to support the watch committee. So I should mention there is another case in 2015, no, in 1992, no, in 1882. There is another case is similar to this one. So the House Lord found that the dismiss decision was not valid or legally binding Therefore, the office should not be dismissed without inform him about the allegation details and without getting a explanation from him. He should have a chance to defend himself. Okay, the second slide is still about the legal issue, and it says here it's obvious that the plaintiff did not get a chance to defend himself. As a result, the natural justice was ignored. Natural justice should apply to all government decision. The Force Committee failed to fulfill the plaintiff's rights interest as the natural justice required. Okay. Legal issues. Moreover, the plaintiff was dismissed from his position even though he was not given a chance to argue his case. This act reflects a breach of the obligation of natural justice. Therefore, the dismissal was not lawful. Unlawful dismissal of a chief constable would be in a breach of the obligation of natural justice. The dismissal was unlawful. The other word basically it was unlawful for the previous reasons. This is the court decision. Is basically about the rule or legal principle. The watch committee should not retain the plaintiff to his position as he was never dismissed. So in the first place, the watch committee's decision wasn't lawful. So it just like nothing happened before because everything it was unlawful. The decision should not be made in private or behind closed door and without informing the plaintiff or the police officer. The plaintiff should be given a chance to present his defense. So the House of Lords state that the Watch Committee have breached the principle of natural justice. First, he hadn't given chance to present himself or defend himself. Second, The decision has been made by the watch committee behind closed doors. What the important thing, what we learn from the natural justice all about this topic? The principle of natural justice is legal principle, therefore it should apply to all executive decision making. Natural justice is referring to fair treatment of people. As you can see that the police officer hasn't received any fair treatment. The government decision makes should consider the two traditional elements of the natural justice, which are the first one, right hearing rules, which requires a person right interest. The second one is a basic rule, which mean they should and must be given evidence, or should be sufficient evidence to support the decision. So as you can see that the watch committee, they don't have a sufficient evidence to support the false allegation against the of the corruption against the police officer or the plaintiff. And the other thing, that most important thing that we learn, that the principle of natural justice must be considered. For example, the principle of fairness. To decide, fairness has to be fairness and has to be neutral, like impartiality, and all this principle has to consider when the executive makes the decision. People have a right to be heard and given a chance to present their case. The decision must be free from bias and agenda, and any decision must be based on evidence, not suspicion. So there wasn't enough evidence of that decision. The decision should not be made in private, and the plaintiff must be informed of allegation and given a chance to defend himself. I'm just repeating myself here. The principle of natural justice must apply. The natural justice of the procedure fairness and ensure fair decision must consider to protect the right of individual.